This is Kenneth Turan of the Los Angeles Times. I'm here with my colleague Justin Chang, and we're here to talk about summer movies. You know, the summer, it seems like every month is the summer for the studios. All they do is put out big movies. What makes this summer special, if anything? Or is this just like more of the same, more of the kind of usual nonsense that they throw at us?
I don't know. I mean, it remains to be seen how special this will be vis-a-vis last year. I feel like last year was better than the year before. I have this vague recollection of that, but it's kind of funny how there's these weird recurrences, even not just even on the blockbusters and the sequel levels. You know, there's another Christopher Robin movie this year. After one last year, there's another Whitney Houston doc. So it's kind of, I don't know, it feels like we're all just in this cycle that just never ends. And here we are another summer. But I think the emphasis this year is there are a lot of sequels as usual. I feel like everything is a franchise movie of some sort. You know, Avengers Infinity War comes out very shortly, and then soon enough we're going to have Ant-Man and the Wasp, so the Marvel universe just keeps on chugging. Are there any of these movies that excite you or that you're looking forward to?
There are some more than others. I mean, I think for both of us, the sequel to The Incredibles, Incredibles 2, is something we're looking forward to. The first one was really a landmark in Pixar animation. Everyone loved it, including me and you.
Yes.
So I want to see that one. I'm also curious about Solo, Star Wars story, new Han Solo film starring Alden Ehrenreich, who's a wonderful actor. That might be fun. This is the one that was Ron Howard picked up the direction in midstream, so I'm curious how that worked out. And there's something about Ocean's 8 that intrigues me. It's an all-female remake of the Ocean's 11 theme, and I don't know, I'm just curious. I wouldn't say I'm bursting with anticipation, but I'm curious.
That seems like a very durable kind of franchise, and why not? It's and the cast looks absolutely great. I'm really excited for Incredibles 2. The first one's going to be hard to top. Kind of tangentially, Brad Bird did that, and he directed a Mission Impossible movie. There's a new Mission Impossible movie directed by Christopher McQuarrie, and I think the one that he and Tom Cruise just did, Rogue Nation, was really quite good. So I think these movies hold up quite well, and as long as Tom Cruise's body is holding up, I think why not? Although I do worry for him sometimes. And
he appreciates that.
He called me last week and told me he appreciated it. Those of the franchise movies, those are probably the most interesting ones to me. A little lower down, we have Deadpool 2. I liked the first one more than most. I'm almost ashamed to say, but I'm not.
It was very popular.
It was very popular. Yeah. I don't know that we needed another one, but we'll see. There's a new Sicario movie, not directed by Denis Villeneuve, who did such a good job on the first one, but this one, again, now stars Benicio del Toro, who was just a supporting role in the other. So there are definitely some things of interest here. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, not really one of them for me, but there's a whole audience out there for that movie. You can't deny it.
Dinosaurs have their following.
They do indeed.
They're not lonely out there in the wild. People like them. And for me, as I'm sure for you too, there's some small films that I'm looking forward to. Sometimes kind of independent distributors do counter programming in the summer. They put in things because they assume that not everyone wants to see every blockbuster. There are two films I saw at Sundance, kind of comedies with a music theme, kind of dramatic comedies with a music theme. One is called Hearts Beat Loud. Yeah. The other is called Juliet Naked, from the Nick Hornby novel. And they're really kind of, very solid, very entertaining films. And I also want to put in a plug for, of all things, a documentary. And not just a documentary on Mr. Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And the film is called Won't You Be My Neighbor? And when it was at Sundance, it charmed people more than they thought it would. It's the kind of film that usually people don't talk about. It's solid, but people don't really bring it up in conversation. At Sundance, people were saying, did you see the Mr. Rogers documentary? And I think that's a very good sign.
I think they know they have a winner on their hands, because I have seen that trailer before a lot of movies, and not just documentaries. I think that they're going to give it a real push. That could be a real sleeper for them, I would think and hope. I saw some things I liked at Sundance, too. None more so, I think, than Hereditary, which is, Kenny, you might not see this one.
Just hearing the title scares me.
This movie was the last thing I saw at Sundance this year at a midnight screening. It just was an amazing experience. Really terrific horror movie by Ari Aster, with a brilliant performance by Toni Collette that I think if there's any justice and if genre were taken seriously, she would be an awards contender at year's end. We'll see. And a movie from Sundance that I actually didn't see, but I'm curious about, is Searching, which is this, it sounds kind of gimmicky, but it sounds like a fun gimmick, all taking place on one computer desktop, and the story is told. It's not the first movie that's been made in this style, but I'm looking forward to that. It stars John Cho. And then one movie I want to put an award for that was at festivals last year and is opening soon is First Reformed, the new film directed by Paul Schrader, starring Ethan Hawke as a Calvinist minister who is experiencing this crisis of faith. It really goes to Schrader's obsessions. There's a lot of Taxi Driver in there. There's a lot of just anguish, a lot of spiritual anguish that he does so well. So I love this movie, and I really hope people will make the effort to see it because it is a nice alternative to the blockbuster glut, as you know.
From your lips to God's ear, as
I
they
know.
say.
We hope so.
Appropriate with this film.
Yes, indeed. Very much so. So, yeah, it sounds like, we've just scratched the surface. There will be a lot more to see, but do check out our coverage of these movies and also our summer sneak preview package at latimes.com.